Welcome to TEW 2016, the branding solution. We are here on Shockwave for the go home show before the next pay-per-view, and we have a lot of pre-show matches as well as a few matches that all connect together nicely for the bigger picture. We start by giving the Money in the Bank holders, the Revival, a victory. We then have Chris Sabin getting a win. I'm going to see how many of these make it over 50. We tried a little mishmash of tag teams where we gave Blake and Murphy the victory. We tried to tag team of Ruben Vidal and Lint Dorado. We thought we'd try that. You can see Vidal is one of the better people in this match, which is good to see. Most of them are NXT guys though. Mystico picked up a victory over Harold Big. The Hart Dynasty picked up another victory. That was just to pump them up a bit. I've not got too many tag team storylines in the works at the moment. Mustafa Ali picked up a win. He is still in the King of the Ring tournament after his surprising win over Drew McIntyre a few weeks ago. We then have Zack Sabre Jr. defeating Matt Taven. His storyline has been put on, I'm going to say the back burner, but it's going to be promo only at the moment, as Zack Sabre Jr. was going to be going up against Okada, but due to an injury Okada got, that is not happening at the pay-per-view. And I'm toying between putting it on SummerSlam because it's not pretty big enough, but I think it's too long to wait till No Mercy, so it's likely just to be on an episode, and maybe we can do some false finish or something, and then they have the rematch at No Mercy. We gave the European Invasion a victory over who we had left pretty much. Just wanted to give them a nice win to see where things went. Killian Dane got another victory just to keep up what we're doing with him when he gets used, which isn't enough, sadly. The Unexpected, who are now in the 50s performance-wise, beat Bubba Ray and Rhino. They're both trainers in NXT now, so it's not terrible that they lost this match. We start the show though by having 4 of the biggest matches of the pay-per-view all coming out, stating how they're going to win, put the other one back in where they belong, or shut the legend or the reputation up. Because we have Rusev, who is facing Money in the Bank winner and #1 contender Sami Zayn. Punk will be facing Joe in a jealousy sort of storyline, where Joe is tired that Punk got the title shots that he never did. Adam Cole wants to prove that he could be more phenomenal than AJ Styles, and Bobby Roode wants to finally stop Nakamura and take that US title off him. And it's a nice little 92 start, so it's not terrible for once. And we have gone into the next round of the King of the Ring tournament now. So we gave Marty Scurll a victory over Mark Briscoe, but we had Tommy End distract, which plays into the tag title storyline. And then the weaker members, shall we say, the European Invasion, have a 4-2 beatdown of the Briscoe brothers, sending their message before the pay-per-view. We then have Bad News Barrett and Oblivion Max calling out Sheamus and Drew McIntyre, and they have a back and forth about how they're going to face each other and who's going to beat who, etc. And this is going to be their final storyline match. And Bad News beat Shelton Benjamin in the Money in the Bank match. It's not going to be a great match because Shelton is not very over. Kenny Omega next comes out and says, I've got this Cruiserweight title, and you know what, me, or one of the members of the club, is going to go on and win the King of the Ring. And Will Ospreay comes out and sort of laughs and goes, I think you're going to win King of the Ring. Let's see how well you do against your opponent in that. And he brings out Mark Henry. So, yeah, Kenny Omega versus Mark Henry is next. And I gave Mark Henry a win. They have great chemistry. He wins by count out. Kenny Omega just walks out. He's tired. He doesn't want to get beat up. He just decides, yeah, gone. That is a surprise to see those two have great chemistry. But never mind. It's actually quite a good match. Great considering it's only a 5-minute match. I know it kind of makes Kenny look weak, but it also means he looks strong enough to know to get out before getting beaten or hurt. And Cody Rhodes next comes out, and he's interrupted by Tyler saying, well, Cody, what are you going to offer to King of the Ring? Oh, wait, you're not in it. And you know what? The fashion capital is all over it. And when myself, Braun, or Simon, so I'm pretty sure Zack Ryder and Aiden English are out of it, win it, you could be part of the celebration once I beat you on Sunday. And to prove just what you'll be getting, Braun Strowman will get to the next round in the next match. Watch. And then Braun Strowman demolishes Kalisto to get to the next round, like he promised. Phoenix is in the ring, and he's tired of not really having a challenge. And he calls out, anyone who wants to face me, come out. And El Texicano Jr. accepts his challenge, and this is going to happen at the pay-per-view. Because Phoenix sort of backs out of the match, and he doesn't know who he is, doesn't want to have the fight. We'll do it on Sunday. This can be your debut. A bit of a mishmash one again. We wanted Express Delivery to get a victory, and they did, so we gave them Rowley and Perkins to beat. As we said, Okada comes out and says that he's injured, will not be able to compete on Sunday, but he promises that he will shut Zack Sabre Jr. up, put him back in his place. To which Zack comes out and goes, "You're a little bit injured, you couldn't make it to the pay-per-view. Well, maybe I'm not the one you question the worthiness of. Maybe you're not worthy of being in the ring with me." So we're toying with the idea that Okada wanted a worthy opponent. Zack was going to be his attempted one to see whether he was acceptably worthy, and now he's questioning whether he's worthy enough. In a surprise match here, Lio Rush defeated Damien Sandow when John Cena distracted Damien Sandow in the Ruined My Career storyline. And afterwards, Cena is sort of gloating, and Damien Sandow just comes back, attacks him, screaming and shouting at him. So you took my King of the Ring, you took my Money in the Bank, you took my title, I'm going to take your legacy Sunday. So Sandow is fuming, and this has put some extra heat into that title match, or that match. And we now have Austin Aries and the special edition picking up a win over the club and Austin Aries in a 77 equality match for who we have here. The highest rated performer is a 72, and we got a 77. Interesting. This is sort of like club's number, so special edition have beaten the club a couple of times. And Austin Aries is facing Neville, but Neville didn't take the pin, which was the key part of that. We then have another little showdown looking at Rusev, Styles, Cole and Sami Zayn, as they will be in the main event next in a tag team match. And we get a 90 out of them. Nice. Sami Zayn actually picked up the win with a hell of a kick on AJ Styles. Wanted to keep Rusev and Adam Cole the strongest if the people not involved. Rusev continues to improve because he's that good. Negative is AJ Styles getting physical ability, hence why I gave him the defeat. We didn't do an after bit. This was going to be the end of the show. Just those two celebrating. Rusev wasn't hurt, so Sami Zayn couldn't cash in the time. all the money in the bank. And we got an 88. That's a nice go-home show, considering that the majority of my big names were not in matches, apart from that tag match. We had no Cena, Punk, Joe, Nakamura, Bobby Roode. Just endless amounts of people who weren't used. We didn't even have Cody Rhodes and Tyler Breeze in an actual match. Or Zack Sabre Jr. So yeah, this works out really well for a show. So we're going to head back to the main screen and look at some news. And we are now back, and we have some interesting looking news. Stone Cold Steve Austin is considered toxic. I actually believe I did release him. Oh, God. Damn it. I advise Stone Cold. He's actually on holiday at the moment, so it probably won't do too much damage. Just finishing off another little contract. Looking to complete a few teams here and there. But I can terminate his contract. Interesting. Do I terminate Stone Cold Steve Austin? Well, I don't use him. But that's the honest truth. He's there. You're a lot of money. So we'll release. Bye. Seemed a bit harsh, to be honest, but it was all we could really do. She will be joining SmackDown. I forgot whose partner she is. That's why I brought her over. She's quite popular, to be honest. Mid-card and SmackDown. No problems there. Now Mick Foley's unhappy. Typical. Punk. I can't solve Punk's problems. He's too difficult. We'll solve Damien Sandow's problem though, because he is just a little angry that he lost a match, which was played into the storyline. Oh God, these people are greedy, aren't they? I'll leave Mick Foley's because I'm not that worried. Don't use it much. So our prestige is on like 100. You can see how many storylines we got going now. We got tons. We're just trying to build. So we got some solid ones. Even a cruiserweight one is on 17, which is unusual for me. This will be a weak storyline. I'm not overly worried. It's just to give Phoenix something to do. It's kind of like a bit of a calming storyline. It's even Worthy's doing pretty well for itself. So I'm happy with that. What else do we have? Who is hot and who is not? Pretty much the women's locker. And the men's locker. Quite surprisingly fun to see. Nobody new really showing up on these. One last look just to see where our popularity of our main guys are in the US alone only. I'm not too worried about worldwide, so it's still those two, 1 and 2. Punk is number 1 on this show, which is surprising because he's got ahead of Rusev again. Then we're back to our normal crew. Happy the page went up a bit. I know that was a few weeks ago. Sami Zayn's on there with his big victory, so he is technically the 4th highest, 3rd highest on this show, which is the problem. All of them are on Raw. Apart from the women, I hope we got a few more. But still, the next little batch of women. Cody Rhodes doing well. Nakamura, Cole. So we got the up and comers more on this one. Like Aries, Bobby Roode, Magnus. Yeah, so I'm happy with it. And that's going to finish this show. We'll be back next time with Shockwave's pay-per-view, The Great American Bash. The card reads as this. If it loads up, we are at AJ Styles vs Adam Cole, Punk vs Joe, Cody Rhodes versus Tyler Breeze for either a contract that says Rhodes joins the Fashion Capital or a restraining order against Breeze and his crew. Drew McIntyre versus Oblivion Max for the European title. A debut match for El Texano. John Cena vs Damien Sandow in a stretcher match. Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay for the Cruiserweight title. Neville versus Aries, just a grudge match. World title match between Rusev and Zayn. Sheamus versus Bad News in a street fight. Nakamura versus Bobby Roode for the US titles. And the tag team title match between these two, the Briscoe Brothers and the Sumerian Death Squad. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Goodbye.